James asks, I am about to go full-time with my video business and have a solid client base that gives me all of my business all of the time. I live in a small town and essentially produce videos for the usual clients through word of mouth. I want more. I can do more. Any advice you can offer on getting those additional clients? Interested in expanding.
So, James, you're obviously great at producing video. You have all of the gear, the clients, the creativity, and technical skills to make it all happen. But you're stuck in a rut, James. You plateaued out. Your business is steady and leveled off. Smooth sailing, stagnant. A place where many, including you, do not want to be in business. So I understand your frustration. Now, before you go full-time, James, I would suggest taking the time to get to really understand the concept of selling under your belt. For most creative professionals in the video industry, this is a sore spot. Let's talk about where most of you, including James, fail. Some real techniques on this edition of the DV Show.
Podcasting the ins and outs of digital video. This is the DV Show. The DV Show.
All right, welcome to this live edition of the DV Show podcast. Man, we've been having some technical difficulties this morning trying to get on board with a brand new schedule. And it's just not working out for some reason. I don't know if it's during the time of the day or what, but welcome. We're back. We're going to try this again going live. My name is Brian, and thanks for joining us while we record this podcast live. You know, there are many great things happening on the DVShow.com. Go ahead and take a look, won't you? August is right around the corner, and as you know, if you live in the U.S., there is a big event going on. It's called the Eclipse. This is once in a lifetime. And we have tips on our website on how to shoot this eclipse with your video camera. Tips, tricks, techniques from the pros. Check it out, along with many other tips and techniques for any videographer on our website at thedvshow.com. And again, if you haven't visited this week, go ahead and take a look. And as always, if you're too busy to visit our website, we have a newsletter that we send to you automatically. Opt in our email newsletter. We have that going on every week. And we're also on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I said Twitter already, right? Yeah. We're social. So why don't you get social with us? We have a lot of fun, and you will too, guaranteed. So if you're someone on the go and you want to be involved with video production, go ahead. Newsletter and get involved with us socially. All right, so as you can see, we're doing a podcast here that's talking about winning more clients, basically a guide for the video professional. And James had a great question. He needs more clients, period. We all do, don't we? And selling is the only way to generate more. For most creative professionals in the video industry, including myself a long time ago, this is a sore spot. Many of you are creative and don't really have that business sense. You like to shoot and edit and be creative and artistic. But when it comes to business, that's where you just go, you fall flat. So, and I know you hate it, and I'm going to prove it right now. Selling. Salesperson. Salesman. Big, loud suit. Big tie. Shiny shoes. Twinkle in your smile. Saleswoman. Sales pitch. Salesperson, selling. You're going to have to go out and sell. You're going to have to do that to get more business. Sends shivers up your spine, doesn't it? Does mine. It's boring. After all, being good at all this selling stuff, you need to do it to get more money. It hurts. But you got to do it. Wrong. Selling sucks. I'm going to look you right in the eye. Selling sucks. Don't do it. Selling is traditional selling, touting only your services. It's a bad method that gets you living on Broke Street, okay? It's not successful. So let's get into some techniques that really work. We're going to call this Win More Clients, a guide for the video professional. And like I said, most of you are okay with this, but you're more on the creative side. So let's get more into business, all right? And let's get down to talking about some business. So a British anthropologist named Robin Dunbar, this guy's really smart. He proposed a very long time ago that you, as a person, can comfortably maintain at least 150 meaningful, and I stress meaningful, relationships in society or on Facebook. Now think about that. The average Facebook user has anywhere between 155 to 200 friends, so he's correct. And according to him, you can only maintain 150 meaningful relationships. Now, why is this important to you as a video professional? What are you talking about, Brian? For you, it means that everyone knows at least 150 people, okay? 150 people that can be potential clients. So when you mention your services to anyone, you're networking with potentially thousands, hundreds, millions of people by proxy. Let me give you an example. So let's say you meet Sarah at the bar. Hi, Sarah, how are you? Now, she probably has a boss that's looking for a video company or has a cousin, brother, auntie, father that may need videos as well. And this means that Sarah knows all of these people that might need a video. And she's a good contact that can become a great resource for clients. Get it? So she knows just by you telling her, she's going to tell everyone else about who you are in your business. Okay? Now, if you have a video business, then that means you go and tell everyone. I mean, everyone. Okay? Tell them that you have a video business. Be conversational about it. No pitch needed. No sales necessary. Strike up a conversation and throw in what you do. Tell the guy that owns the hot dog stand, the donut shop, the lady at the DMV. Blurt it out. Tell anyone and everyone. Give them your card no matter how useless or futile you think it may be. That one person will lead to all of the rest, and the odds are in your favor that you will find someone that needs that certain video. The more people you tell, the more chances increase. Put your business on a t-shirt, walk around malls, supermarkets. Just talk about it. Create a buzz. And if you don't do that, goodbye to all of your business. I mean, seriously, honestly, go out, tell everyone about your... Brian, what if I have a specific video business? What if I want to do, I have a certain niche that I want to go into and I want to produce videos, instructional videos, medical videos, want to reach, what do you do then? That's not really necessarily going to work, that shotgun method we just talked about. So this is where I kind of get into specifics and categorize you as a person who's going to solicit their business or quote unquote sell. In this world, you either become a safari hunter or a farmer. Now, a safari hunter, let's get into him. This person has a machete and goes around and works his way deep through the jungle. He seeks a life of adventure and danger, slicing through dense bush, rock, and dirt to ultimately find the treasures. Now, if you're a safari hunter, then you use brute force tactics to acquire clients. All right? Now, let's get into some safari hunter strategies, okay? You're either one or the other here, farmer or safari hunter. So let's get into this guy and his strategies and what this... Now, cold calling this is how to acquire clients. Now, cold calling is when you open up a digital phone book and start dialing random or very specific companies from A to Z related to your niche, right? You must be very good at talking on the phone to do such a thing. You really do. You really have to have a lot of guts. You must have the charisma to get past the gatekeeper to someone that can make video hiring decisions. It's not an easy thing. But when you put on that safari hunter hat, it works, trust me. Now, if you don't like to cold call, warm calling is another method most of us would be comfortable with. And I don't blame you. It's an easy thing to do. Warm calling, and this is where Dunbar's number comes into play that we talked about earlier. So let's say you meet Melissa at a health fair. Now, while talking to her about the latest medical equipment, you tell her what you do for a living, and she tells you that her cousin works for a medical company and they are looking for a filmmaker. So you ask for the cousin's number, and she proceeds to notify her cousin of your imminent phone call. You get it? Bingo. You're networking. You're not selling. You're just, hey, nonchalant, casually talking about this and telling her that you need the phone number, and her cousin is now going to expect a call from your awesomeness. Okay? Now let's talk about another one that safari hunters do. Network events. And I know, most of you are thinking right now, holy cow, I don't want to go to a network event. Just the sheer thought of network, you should run. Because when you go to most of these things, something, you're going to meet people who are looking to sign you up for something like insurance or or maybe even more insurance. That's what they do. So run as fast as you can as soon as you hear that word networking in the event. I want you to focus on going to certain conventions like medical conventions or if your video niche is medical, go to a medical convention, conference, a get-together, or a talk. Anything that has a gathering of people for a specific niche. It should be on your priority list in your events to crash. Really, it's that simple. You don't have to sell to anybody. Just, be conversational. Have a business card ready. Make it a goal to give your business card to at least 50 people. You're a safari hunter. Go out there and drop it. 50 cards to 50 people. That's it. Just give it. You don't have to spiel. Just drop it. You can also try local meetup events, groups, and lots of them you can find up on meetup.com. Sign up for a group and go to their next gathering. If your niche is videos for iPhone startups, think about this. There's tons of them on there. Go where employees will congregate. Look it up on meetup.com. And as you may already realize, doing some of this to you may be exhausting. It's an exhausting venture, but stick with it. Stick with it. Trust me. Stick with it. After a few months or even a few weeks, constant safari hunting, and you will taste the fruits and you'll get the treasure of your labor. All right, so let's talk about the client farmer. Let's talk about how you can be a farmer. Now, a farmer, as you know, plants seeds in the soil and waits for his crops to grow. Now, in the harvest season, they reap what they sow. And as the crop farmer plants seeds, so should you, the client farmer. You may be more comfortable doing this, but how do you plant these proverbial seeds? Well, I'm going to tell you. With information, blogs, and YouTube. Put your stuff on YouTube, blogs, and YouTube. Potential clients out there know very little about video making. They don't know what f-stops are, how to edit video, or what After Effects can do, what Final Cut Pro is. They don't know any of this. So go ahead and produce a video. This is why they hire you, because you're supposed to know what you're doing. And how do they know what you know? So you have to make a video and show potential clients what you know. The strategy here is creating videos that teach potential clients how to make certain videos within their field. So you're putting out a piece of bait on a blog or in YouTube about, let's say, how to make the best wedding video, 5 things to look for when choosing a wedding videographer, the best strategy for making a Kickstarter video, the best technique for shooting your iPhone app video. You're putting a worm on the hook so the client can bite, and then you have a lead. These are lead generating techniques going on blogs and YouTube. Think about this. You have to demonstrate your knowledge and authority on a specific subject that targets the potential customer. And just by producing a video on the subject, you're making yourself the authority on that subject. Now, I know your video will benefit others, including the competition, but just by having others view your video, you're raising basically your search engine optimization ranking on YouTube and elsewhere. And when someone looks at your video or links to it, then the ranking for your video increases. When someone is searching, say, how to make the best Kickstarter video, your video will pop up. Now, isn't that smart? Don't just tout your services, put your telephone number in the end at least, and let people know how to contact you. At least do that. All right, so, really, clients don't know how to make videos, so who would you think they would rather hire? Someone just on Craigslist with a text ad or somebody on YouTube that they just find and the authority on the subject? Think about that. Okay, so another farming technique that you can do is writing articles, which is kind of like the same effect as a video. But articles also help boost your website SEO ranking, which is search engine optimization. I know that less and less people read these days, so especially potential clients. So I would go the video route, but do writing as well. Again, it's a seed. See how it grows. Throw it in the soil. And that's why I recommend videos, basically, because they're easier to digest. But don't overlook this. Write articles. Go crazy about it. copy paste the same one and put them all over the place. Put them in different places, and you can be really creative about it. But again, you're planting a seed, put it in the soil, and it's going to grow. You're farming here, okay? Here's another thing that's really, really cool. Monthly parties. All right. I'm not saying, all out frat parties. I'm saying a professional networking party. Things will truly change when you have monthly parties. And the only goal here at a party is to have a good time, and definitely encourage your attendees to bring their own food and beverages and invite more friends. Just make sure you rent or, find a suitable space or area in case your party blows up and goes crazy. Have it at your house for just a couple of people, and then if it gets really big, go ahead and rent the place and be really cool about it. Another seed that you can plant in the soil to get more clients instead of aggressive safari hunting selling is a speaking engagement. And this really worked out for me. A lot of these techniques worked out for me. This one was really great. And there's a lot of local businesses or meetups, Chamber of Commerce's, business charters, and you should give a live talk. And it should mainly be about growing and marketing your business with videos. Think about this. You show up, you're the authority, you're not really selling anything, you're telling people information. And you're the guy to talk to because you have a business. And if people like what you say, they will hire you and, hire you for services. I'm sure about it. Most business owners, people in general, have no clue on how much video costs, how long they take, how complicated, how easy it is, how hard it is. So you can become a video ambassador, and you can fill in the gaps of knowledge that these businesses have. Now, I know a long, long time ago, I was at a speaking engagement, and I used to do a lot of them. There was a circuit doing anything for me. I'm planting the seed. I'm doing this, right? And started calling me up, and I became known from speaking. I became known. Now, granted, the audiences were at least 50, 60 people, sometimes over 100, very small audiences. But it worked, and I got the business. And again, this is a farming technique that you do. Farming and safari hunting. Most people are more comfortable with the farming part of it, and that's something that you might be interested in as well. Well, I hope I gave you some really good tips on winning more clients. It's a simple guide for the video professional, which is you. And that basically does it for another edition of the DV Show podcast. Thanks for listening and subscribing. If you have a little technique that you do, a safari hunt that you go on, little sales techniques that you have to get the client safari hunting, let us know in the comments. Or if you're a farmer out there and you have some ideas on what to do, planting seeds in the soil that grow later on about your video business, go ahead and put it in the comments on our website at thedvshow.com. Well, that does it for another edition of this show. Thanks for listening and subscribing. And if you haven't visited this week, go ahead to our website at thedvshow.com. Always keep in touch with us. We have that newsletter, and you can get social with us on Twitter, Facebook, and, of course, Instagram. We're going to do a podcast next week. We'll talk to you then.
For additional tips, tutorials, and to get your video questions answered, visit thedvshow.com.
Stay on the cutting edge with The DV Show.